Hi. I didn't expect to want to make a video today, but I decided to. Um, Today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and I wanted to share a little thing. I recently, on my memories on Facebook and on my phone, saw that I discovered a old journal entry that I wrote a while back on this day, which seemed to be very coincidental, and I wanted to share what it said. So a little bit before going into that, I connect a lot with this day. I have watched 2 funerals of family members who have committed suicide and have seen reactions of loved ones and what the aftermath of what suicide looks like. And I saw that from the age of 4 and at the age of 13. And I knew pretty quickly that that was never an option because I couldn't even bear the thought of my family needing to go through that and my immediate family going through that when I had seen extended family go through the same thing. This is something that I wrote back in early 2011 or late 2010. I don't know the exact date. And I was freshly 18 years old and in high school. And I wrote, "I'm losing it. I think I'm going crazy. I keep having these thoughts of hurting people or lashing out. I need help. It takes all my energy to hold it in. It's been like this nearly my whole life. I've learned to control it. Recently, with everything going on, it's starting to surface again. I don't want to hurt anyone. Please help me. My heart is racing. I'm shaking. I feel like my head's going to explode. I don't know how much longer I can hold it. I'm trying to calm myself with deep breaths, loosening up, thinking happy thoughts, and what keeps me going in life. It works temporarily, but it never lasts. I'm starting to wonder if it would be safer if I were no longer here. I keep thinking of friends and family. I know they care for me. How would it affect them if I left? I don't want them to hurt. I would rather have me hurt than them. I know suicide isn't an option, and I plan to stick to that, but I'm not going to say that the thought has never popped up. I'm going to get help as soon as I can. I need to calm down before I lose it, especially at school or in public. I don't want people to see that part of me. I've worked so hard on controlling these emotions, and I don't want to lose it now. I can do this." I was a very happy-go-lucky kid, and teenager, and even adult, and most people in my life had no idea that anything was going on whatsoever. Around that time was when I started talking about my emotions more, but I had basically bottled everything up. I had bottled up any strong emotion. I had a horrible temper as a kid, and I learned to control that and suppress that, and it came out in internal rage. And it wasn't until I started communicating my emotions in my very late teens and early adult life that I was able to release that, and it felt like a pressure cooker letting go. I think it's very important to share these stories because it was stories like this that had me realize that I wasn't alone and it was okay to talk about things like that. And it was okay to talk about when you're frustrated or when you are upset or sad or hurt, or feeling confusing feelings, or thinking that you're a terrible person, or whatever it might be. And even things regarding my sexuality, I was pressing it down so hard, thinking that I was a horrible person. And when I learned to accept these parts of me and knowing what areas were actually good and what areas I could share and express, that hyper pressured where I felt like I was going to lash out all the time, either on someone else or on myself, slowly started to go away. I'm not the only person who has gone through this. I have heard other stories, whether that have been through people in my close life or through random people on YouTube or Facebook, or people sharing their stories. And you see it happen all the time with comedic celebrities, with Robin Williams, who, the top of all comedic people, was actually riddled with depression and eventually took his life. And it's a lot of the times the people you don't expect. I was one of the people you wouldn't have expected. I was the one who was always there for people, always happy, always had a smile on, and always had a positive outlook on things. Sometimes it hits harder down, and it gets internalized. Speaking from my experience and my story, find someone to talk to, whether that be counseling or therapy. It's a beautiful thing. Whether it be just having close friends that you can be completely honest with. And if people can't handle that, then you're probably around the wrong people. And yeah, I didn't really have too much of an agenda but just wanted to say that there are others out there who have gone through the same thing. It's a cliche, but it gets better. It really does. It's now 8 years later, almost 9 years later, and I am now in one of the happiest points of my life, where I have great people around me. I'm in the city of my dreams. I'm living in London right now and pursuing my dream career. I would not have believed that 9 years ago. But here we are. And yeah. I'm not very eloquent, so I'm sorry to people listening. I also have no editing skills, so this is probably just going to go straight through, unless I can figure out iMovie in like half an hour, because I'm going to go to bed very soon, because I need to be up early for work. Everyone talk, share stories, share experiences, and let people around you know that you're there in whatever way that might be. Can even just be a saying hi or a hug or just being around and just having that constant reminder that there is someone there. Those were the things that helped me. Emotions. Okay. I'm gonna go to bed now. Have a great rest of your day, and spread some love. 'Cause what else is there to live for if not love?